Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, this is going to be a today's topic video. It is going to be for the 18th. Um, I know I like to put these out 2 days in advance, but we'll get ourselves back on track. So for right now, we're just kind of one day in advance. Um, for right now, we start with the Page of Pentacles, and we have this letter along with someone's photo. Now, obviously, this is, a very old fashioned, long ago kind of portrait. So we'll update that and say, I'm wondering if this is going to be someone sending like a text picture of themselves along with a message, like to say, hey, this is coming from me. They could be sending it from a phone number that is different than their usual, which is why they would attach like a picture like, hey, it's me. Hi guys. Hey, hey. Um, I could see that, but this is somebody reaching out. And the Page of Pentacles is like, that's like the little teeny tentative reach out. So I definitely think that this could be somebody saying, hi, this is me. We met at such and such. Maybe they're going to describe themselves. I I was the one with, the blue jacket and, shoulder length hair, blah, blah, blah. It just feels like somebody really wants to remind somebody of who they are. We have Eight of Wands in the reverse. We have King of Swords upright. It may be because they're, this could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius who's like, I haven't been able to stop thinking about this person, so I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to reach out because I know they're never going to reach out to me. And you know what? Kings are individuals who tend not to, like hide how they think or, creep, because they are like, kings have already gotten beyond their fears, right? They've worked through some of their stuff. And when they want something, they go for it because they don't let nervousness hold them back. So I'm thinking that we may have a King of Swords who's like, wanted to let you know, been thinking about you. I'm the person that you met at such and such. I wanted you to know before you forget my face. Roz, thank you, Angel. You're so generous. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Roz. So sweet. And hi, everybody. So wonderful to see you all tonight. RSRT, Sweet, Anisha Chatu, Roz, Kins. Thank you, everyone. We have got the Magician upright. Look, this may be one of those things where two people were thinking about each other. This could be a divine feminine, possibly a Virgo or a Gemini, who had been meditating, interested, wondering, I wonder if they're like, I don't know how to reach out to them, but I wonder if he'll reach out to me, kind of thing. She's been manifesting this. If this is a text, this is a phone call, if this is a description, if this is a photo, it is, he got the memo that she wants to hear from me, because talking to her has been on his mind. Why did you think she wouldn't reach out to you? Let's change decks for him. Why did you think she would not reach out to you? Six of Pentacles, perspective. It wasn't really that necessarily as much as it was, he kind of thought about it. I'm sitting here and I'm going to wait for her to reach out to me. I'm a King of Swords. He's got his own, like he thought about it from the other perspective, from the higher perspective. And it was like, wait a second, in what universe do I sit and wait for something to happen? I'm a king. Kings move mountains. Kings make their kingdom. So I need to reach out to her and then see if she wants to converse with me. That's a better route to take, instead of twiddling thumbs and saying, I don't think she'll ever reach out to me. Why don't I just reach out to her and then see if she wants to reach out to me in return? I just feel like he's saying somebody's got to start the ball rolling. And from that higher perspective, anything that you want, you got to, reach for it. So good for him. Super empowered. Let me go ahead and ask her, why were you inviting him to reach out. Two of Swords. Oh my God, Godzilla MC. I was just listening to Chris the other night, like literally 2 nights ago. That is so wild. We are sharing the musical wavelength with that Two of Swords, and great recommendation, by the way. I love it. Why didn't she reach out? She was, something told her don't. Something told her no. I feel like I'm not supposed to do more than this. Opening up the energetic doorway, saying I would like to, universe, if this is an awesome person in my life, I would like them to reach out to me. So she has opened up a door, but she asked her heart and she asked her head, do I do more than this? Do I communicate? And for whatever reason, we see the little police brigade on horseback saying, no, you open up the door energetically and you let them take the verbal action. I'm not sure why. It's just the way this was supposed to go for this particular story, for this particular duo. So we start out with communication on the 18th, right? We start out with him reaching out. So what is your motive for reaching out then? Let's go back over to him. Actually, let's change decks for him. What's your motive for reaching out to her? Two of Pentacles. I'd like to have dialogue with her. Balanced, interesting. I like talking to her, or I think I would like talking to her. Two of Swords in the reverse. I want to get a comfort zone going where we can talk back and forth. I want to converse with her and not be questioning whether or not she would want to converse with me. So step one is like, I wonder if they want to talk to me. I got to find out if she'd want to talk to me too. Ace of Swords. He already senses that this is somebody that's really big. Like, I crossed her path for a reason. There's nobody that crosses my path in my life that isn't for a cosmic reason. And I feel as if she responds to me and she wants to talk to me too, then I feel like that will confirm that there's more to this. He's not saying, oh, because I love her, I want to marry her. He's not jumping, too far ahead. He's saying, in this big old galaxy, there are people that we find of interest. And if there's a reason I feel drawn to her and she responds to me, then I could conclude that, all right, universe, you've slam dunked this one more time. Like, you were right. There's a reason that I met her, and I'll discover what the reason is. This is the beginning of a journey. It feels more like he's open to, I don't know why, I just feel like I need to have open dialogue with her so that we have a comfort zone where we can communicate back and forth, and it'll be the beginning of conversations for us. But I feel like I'm supposed to talk to her. She's supposed to be in my world. Slowly but surely. You know what? I love this kind of like, this is saying basically she's important to me. She stays on my mind, right? Think about her all the time. So why don't I admit that? Because anytime I think about somebody a whole heck of a lot, I assume there's a reason for that. And I don't want it to be this thing that I never explore. What if I get to the end of my life and I never bothered to reach out to her, but I thought about her for 50, 60 years? Wouldn't that be sad to never have known? Why did I never find out if she wanted to talk to me too? What if we could have been best friends? What if we were supposed to interact? What if our energy was supposed to be, why did I meet her across the universe or see her with all the other people that exist on this planet and in this galaxy? How come she stands out to me and stays in my mind? I think there's a reason. So maybe I need to explore what that reason is rather than not do anything and wonder for the rest of my life. Knight of Pentacles, though, it still is like he's not trying to jump ahead too fast. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. He's not trying to say we're going to be best friends, we're going to be lovers. Oh, this is meant to be because I sent a message and then she responded to me. Now I know, confirmation, we're getting married. Like, there's none of the overly romanticized anything. And I don't think he would want it to go that way. And I think he already knows she's not the kind. I think he knows she's going to keep this in confidence. She is not the kind who's going to go gossip and be like, guess who wrote to me? Oh, I'm talking to so and so, blah, 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 blah. He may be somebody that maybe he's fairly high profile also. And there could be another element here where it's like, I already know she's not the kind who's going to like name drop or brag or say, I don't know, there's something here about like keeping it in confidence. Not saying that this is secret, but just saying it, there's a lot to be said for not everything should be on display, right? Some things in life, sure, we talk about casually, but there's other things that we don't, I don't know, to me personally, romance relationships, nobody's business but mine and my partner's, like I don't ever air anything about anything really, because I think it's disrespectful to, like the inner workings. I mean, referencing like an old memory of like something in a broader sense of something long ago and far away, I think is a little bit different. But otherwise, I think it's important to keep any partner that you are dealing with, give that privacy and that confidence where it's just, it's between two people, not the whole world. And I kind of feel like that's just my personal spin on this. Not that it's secret, but it's important and it's sacred. It's between two people, not the rest of the world. And I guess I'm only explaining that part because I think that that's important to, it's not like, oh, I think she'll keep this a good secret, but more like, I think it would be held in confidence, whatever we grow into, whatever dialogue we have, however we get to know each other. I think I met somebody who I think will understand and feel that same way, that when something is special and somebody stands out to you in this world, then maybe you get to know them bit by bit, but it's just, it's two people getting to know each other. Yeah, he definitely is like, yeah, I think she's that kind. In fact, I know she's that kind. I feel like with that, there's a tremendous respect somehow that he has for her already with that Queen of Pentacles and then the Sun card. There's a huge amount of like, this is, I already know that there's something about how she makes her own decisions. And maybe that, because this is a card that can be a card of gossip, but it could also be like, what should I do? Let me ask somebody else. Let me get somebody else's opinion. He's kind of like, she makes her own choices. And I like that about her. And we all turn to people that we trust for advice, here and there. But I think it's a little bit more like, let's say he's high profile or something. And it's like, I feel like I could get to know her and she could get to know me without, like bringing 16 other people's opinions into every dialogue and, showing people my texts and how should I respond to him, blah, blah, blah. I just kind of feel like he already knows she's somebody who's with her own mind. I think there's a lot to be said about that. Like, oh, you have your own mind, you make your own decisions. That's maybe the way I would look at that. And with the Sun card there, it's like she's clear and decisive also. He kind of already knows that it would be nice to talk to somebody like her because of the maturity or because of the way she would, respond and reply. And he'd be knowing that he's really talking to her and not like three friends who helped her compose a message, if that makes sense. He wants somebody that he connects to. That's what's really important here. It's one-on-one. It'd be you and me, like getting to know each other. And I think that's, I don't know, there's something really special about that. If that's the way he feels about her and that's what's prompting him to reach out to her and then just seeing where things go. He already has a great opinion of her, which is great. What does she want from him? What does she want from him? We've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse, which is interesting because she was trying to manifest him, but then with the Eight of Wands in the reverse, she's saying that is communication. It's also action taking. And then we've got the Knight of Swords upright. Hang on. These two cards are in opposition with each other. Just a second. Star card. Okay, so this is very specific. Okay, so what she wants from him is something way more spiritual. You notice the DNA strand here? She does not want superficial, like if he's just going to write to her to start flirting or just immediately be like, you know, text me naughty pictures or something, she's going to shut that down so freaking fast. What she's looking for is not somebody who moves too fast into the realm of like, you know, let's quickly get to, even, I don't know, it almost feels like she'd rather have like somebody who's more of a pen pal at first, get to know somebody a little bit better, but obviously see that there's an intention to get to know each other at a deeper level. So it's interesting because she doesn't want like the third conversation to be like, okay, let's plan to meet. Let's instantly go, you know, pick a hotel or whatever. It feels like there has to be some kind of distance between these two in this storyline. What she's been manifesting is, I'd like to quickly start communicating with someone, but about things that show that there's a stronger connection. This could be practically the equivalent of him sitting over here with that Ace of Swords. She's got the DNA strands of stardust coming down from the cosmos. He's got the galaxy coat on. I think this is kind of a tough one because both of these characters are looking to connect with somebody where there would be meaning, where there would be something more than just like the tired old, you know, look, I mean, sensuality and stuff is fun. It's fine. It's a huge part of human life. It's great. But these two are like, I'd rather not do that until we get something more important established. Like, do you want to talk about other things, cosmic things, get to know each other? Is there a spiritual bond? I want more from him before we even talk about like the physical. So I think in her mind, it's like some distance and some ability to just see, like, can they, you know, how it can be really great to like look forward to hearing somebody's like next message or next text. And it's not because it's just highly charged sensual and, you know, or sexual innuendos, but there's substance to what they're saying, and it's intriguing and it's funny and it's, you know, and you feel like you're really having like getting into the depth of somebody's mind and vice versa. And it's, you're talking about things that matter a little bit more. And I'm not talking about like arguing politics or something like that, but more like getting to know who somebody is. What do they think about? What kinds of things, you know, make them who they are? That's like kind of a tall order, but on the other hand, it's also very simple. Getting to really know what makes somebody tick, appreciating them as a person before it becomes even this big attraction. Now, I think the attraction is there, but we already start out with like, I want to get to know you. Are you attracted to this person as well? 8 of Pentacles. She operates a little bit differently. She's like, again, there's this, he has respect for her. She has respect for him as well. But I think he already sees her as a queen. And I think she says, I don't know who he is yet. I only know that he seems like, you know, somebody who has things that he cares about, things that he works on. But I think that part of him is wonderful. But I don't see her saying, oh, he's so hot. You know, there isn't really that component to this. They might actually find each other attractive, but that's not what's first and foremost in either of their minds. It's more along the lines of, even here with that, like the light coming out of the crown chakra here, she's like, I think he's got a really interesting mind. I feel like I'd like to know what kinds of things, you know, what motivates him, or, you know, who is he? What goes on in that mind of his? It's almost like she's intrigued to like work on the bits and pieces of who he is as a person. I feel like this is so nice. I feel like this is so much deeper. And like, this is two people that actually want a true connection. Now, could this become an absolute love story? Sure. But would it be fulfilling even if they didn't have like love or attraction for each other? Yeah, I think that these two could be like, this is, if we use the word soul mates, I'm thinking that these two have similar souls. they want somebody they can talk to, somebody that, they respect, somebody who's interesting, somebody who's got something that they can learn from and have dialogue over. And I just feel like that bond is what they're both looking for at the baseline. Like that's what motivates all of this. Now, could this be the starting of like an amazing romance? Sure. But first and foremost, it's so much better than that. It's so much more than that. This would be a valuable connection. This feels like the wrong deck. It would be a valuable connection no matter what to both of them. What is the potential of where this could go? Two of Swords. It's interesting because we have this image of balance, right? Normally a Two of Swords is like blocking things. But in this case, it's only blocking love unless the love can be like pure enough that it's real love. I don't know how else to say that. It's like, I don't want to have synthetic love story. I don't want it. I think both of them just want something that like, we got the Dreamer, which is a Fool card. Okay, so let's go ahead and go down the road of, I don't know if this will make it sound overly romanticized or if it'll make it sound really down to earth. But if the big wish was to find a partner or to find somebody that you could perhaps build a true partnership with, where you realize that you trust that person, the two of you have something stronger than the attraction that comes and goes and fades with, age and beauty and all of that. Because listen, there's always going to be somebody hotter. Everybody on earth can fall in love with somebody. And when you fall in love with somebody, you're in love with what they are, right? You're in love with what makes them them, ideally. But all too frequently, instead, it's like we see people who believe that they've fallen in love with who somebody is, only to discover, no, they fell in love with what somebody looked like. And looks change and age changes us. And ideally, if you love the person you're with, it wouldn't matter what they look like, how they age. In fact, you may find yourself even more like drawn to the essence that is them. The same way, like, look at this dog. He's got some gray around his snout, right? And there's this loyal, loving, we don't look at our pets and be like, wow, you used to be so, agile and you ran so fast and now you're getting older. I'll trade up for some younger model. No, I mean, we cherish and love our pets no matter what. And I'm just thinking that this is one of those love stories where it's like, I want somebody who actually loves like me, or who I believe I could build a bond with. And if they actually liked who I was, then maybe I could believe that it could go the distance. And I think that the foundation of all of this storyline is that we have two people that both kind of, it's not that they said it directly, but these two final cards make me think of it this way. I don't even want to talk about love unless I think that there's something that's at the foundational level that's real. And I don't think that starts with attraction or sensuality. I mean, it's not like it can't, right? That can be a part of all of it. But these two are intentionally pushing away the concept of, oh, you're so hot, I'm so, turned on by you. And they're both intentionally saying, I just want to see if this person even likes me. I want to see if we can talk interesting conversation about things, if we have minds that click. And it feels like they're both on the same page. Because if we had a foundation for that, then I would know that if they loved me after they really get to know me, and then they become attracted to me after they get to know me, then I would think the love would be pure. But if it's not based on that, I don't even want it, because really, I don't want to be left. I don't even want to get involved in a romance if it's so superficial that they never really got to know me, didn't care to go that deep. And at some point, if my looks change or this or that, they'll probably trade up anyway. Like, maybe that sounds kind of like maybe I haven't said that in the best of ways, but the loyalty is here, the pure heart, or nothing. That's what I think that's the thing that they haven't, maybe I haven't found the right vocabulary to describe. That was pretty clumsy, but that maybe is the underlying motive for why they want to talk, get to know each other. But both of them are like, I don't want to talk about romance. I just want to talk to this person. I want to know how their brain works. I want to see if there's substance. I wonder if there's, that would be a nice person to talk to. I keep thinking about them. I think I'd like to get to know them. No, I don't want to talk about romance. I don't want to turn it into sensuality. I just wonder if they would even like me, or if we would have a meeting of the minds and then we'd see. Because if that was there, and then we could go down the road of love, then I could believe this person could be in love with me. And then maybe we could have that long-term safety zone and a real relationship, and it would be everything that they both dreamed of. I think there's two people that are dreaming of like the kind of love that's like legit and lasts. And they both are knowing that comes from building something stronger before you get to like, the romance aspect. Okay, I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out. It's really good to see everybody. Lots of love, you guys. RS, thank you. It's time. Thank you so much. You're so generous. Thank you. Moonlight Shadow, hey, hey. I love that, RS. Great quote by Rob Thomas. Nice. Sweet. Vivian Hun, great to catch you. Ginger Montague. Shell, so great to see you. Thank you, honey. Queen Nor. Fallen Raven. Bruce Reed, how are you, honey? So wonderful to see you. Are you doing well, Bruce? It's always great to catch you. Such a nice surprise. Shariza Ali. Again, Godzilla MC, I love it. You're so awesome. You know me in music. I just think that's hilarious. Yeah, I was listening to Chris Stapleton. He was at one of the Country Music Awards, and he covered Seven Spanish Angels, which is my absolute favorites by Willie Nelson and Ray Charles, and he and Dwight covered it, and it was really well done. Really well done. So it's so crazy that you bring up Chris Stapleton. Patricia, hi. Thank you again. And RT and RS. It's so cute to see you guys side by side. I'm saying RT, RS, RT, RT. Roz, thank you, honey. That was so generous of you. Thank you, love. And good morning to you, Anisha Chatu. All right, you guys, I'm still going to go ahead and do one of our Gemini videos, because I wanted to make sure that all my zodiacs got their first video of the week. And then as we move into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll do our second round of zodiac videos. RS, I agreed. Yeah, I did like this one too. Lainey Gomez, hi. I'm so delighted you're here. Great to catch you, Lainey. Yeah. Well, this was a nice surprise for me too, honey. Bruce Reed, awesome. You guys take care. And like I said, we'll release that Gemini video in just a minute. All right, bye for right now. Thank you for giving it a thumbs up.